Hi, Mark here, and welcome to the Kensington Minute. Yet another Cambridge spy? Yes, I'm afraid so. Must be something about that place. Well, this Cambridge traitor had a different background than those of the traditional top drawer Burgess, Philby, Blunt, and Maclean. This one was born in Holland to mixed religious heritage. His father was an Egyptian non-religious Jew, and our subject here was not at all religious. He escaped to Britain in 1940 when the Nazis invaded Holland, and his family changed its name from Behar to, do you know him? Right. Well, he was quite an escape artist. There, I gave you another hint. All right. His family changed its name from Behar to Blake, and we're talking about George Blake. After the Second World War, he studied languages and was snatched up by MI6. He's posted to Seoul in Korea when the communists came and took him very early in the war. Then something happened. He was won over by communism. He later cited the devastation meted out by Allied bombing on the cities. That's what he said. He said that his eyes opened to Karl Marx when he was in confinement. Much later in 1990, he cited his conversion to communism to his days at Cambridge, which surprises me not one bit. In any case, he was released in 1953 and returned to London as a hero and married an MI6 secretary. He was won over to the Soviet Union and he spied for the KGB. He gave up lists of British agents, operations, and a very extensive tunnel network in Berlin that tapped into telephone lines. A Polish double agent betrayed him to the British, and they were prepared when they interrogated him. Surprisingly, he confessed quickly under interrogation when he could have walked away. And then he confessed and confessed and confessed, surprising everyone in the interrogation room. He was sentenced to prison, a lot of it. In fact, he got a 42-year sentence, 1 year for each agent he betrayed. He was sent to Wormwood Scrubs prison, which sounds pretty bleak, yes? Wormwood Scrubs. But several radical leftists were doing time there, namely Sean Bork and two anti-nuclear campaigners, Michael Randall and Pat Pottle, who made springing the imprisoned Blake their cause. They thought his imprisonment was, in their words, inhuman. And Blake had charmed them, and he was a charming man. So they infiltrated him in a camper van, took him to East Germany, then to Russia, where he spent the rest of his life. And he seemed to have enjoyed that life in Russia. The lifestyle was pretty high by Russian standards. Of communism, he said, it was an ideal which it could have been achieved, would have been well worth it. Now, I don't know if he thought that it was achieved, but he felt valued. Certainly in his first few years were awkward. He said, jokingly, I'm a foreign car that has adapted to Russian roads. Once again, very witty and charming. He lived until he was 98. And he died in Moscow in December 2020. Putin eulogized him and confessed, our hearts will always cherish the warm memory of this legendary man. A legend? Well, you decide. This Kensington Minute does not represent the official United States government's position. Out here,